Kia ora, namaste, maloele le talo falava, bula vinaka, and welcome to the inaugural Heritage Hockey Tournament coming to you live from Colmar Sports Centre, Papatoetoe in Auckland. My name is Brad Pittman and I'll be here to take you through all the action from the third and fourth women's playoff, the bronze medal match here, which is a repeat of a Day 2 pool match between the New Zealand Indian women and the New Zealand Pacifica women. I'm joined on the call this morning by Suresh Wallab, the President of the New Zealand Indian Sports Association. Welcome, Suresh.
Thank you, Brad. How's everybody today? It's nice day for hockey, a bit of cloud cover, so it's not too hot, not like the other 2 days or 3 days. It's been quite warm, Brad.
Yeah, it will be a reprieve for the teams out here that are playing their fourth game in 4 days, and the cloud will be a welcome sign. It is a little cooler here in Papatoetoe, so they will be happy to get out there and play some hockey on the last day of tournament. Now, Suresh, you've had mixed results across the two Indian sides with your women out here now, and the men will play in the final a little later today. How proud is it for you as the president of the Indian Sports Association to see both teams out here representing their culture?
Well, I think it's just not myself, but I think the whole community and New Zealand Indians in general are very proud of what all these young athletes are bringing this weekend. You know, it's a big ask being available for 4 days, and I think they need to be congratulated on that. You know, and it's everyone in the back scenes as well, like, you know, the coaches, managers, you know, the parents who do the drop-offs, all that sort of stuff. And it's been great to see the support that everyone's getting. You know, today the girls are a bit light on numbers, but we've had to ring in a couple. But hey, I'm sure they'll give it 100% on the field, which is always great to see.
Yeah, as we see the two teams line up here, the New Zealand Indian women will be in the black strip today, with the New Zealand Pacifica women's side in the white and blue. Now, the Pacifica women will be disappointed after coming within 30 seconds of booking themselves a spot in this afternoon's final in a game last night against the Maori women's team, which was won on a penalty corner in the dying moments of the game. So they, you know, in their first outing as an association and as a team, you know, we'll be disappointed in that, but we'll be ready to get up for today's game. And equally, the Indian women are excited for the match as well, as we see the lineups for the Pacifica women. A couple of players to have a look at will be Marika Magoon, who is the daughter of Coach Paul Magoon, a nuggety little midfielder who is physical with the ball and won't let people get past her with ease. And the other one is Saffron Cribb, who, as she links up with players like Tonya Bothaway and Lulu Tuilatalava, plays a key role in their attack and their go forward if they are to go ahead in this game. And the New Zealand Indian women's side, as Suresh mentioned, we have some changes. They've been fortunate enough to have a few players in and out over the weekend, and it sounds like their community getting in behind them and stepping up when needed. But Manisha Jerem will start at centre midfield for the side, as well as Michaela Wepper there, who is back in the game today. They will be instrumental in controlling the exploits of Lulu Tuilatalava, who looks like she may be starting up the front as the Pacifica women look to start fast in this match here. And we bring you 4 quarters of 17-minute hockey. It is the final day of the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, and this is the bronze medal match between the New Zealand Pacifica women and the New Zealand Indian women as we get started through possession at the back with the Pacifica team. The Vowell sisters linking up, as they have done all week. And that is Safi Cribb, who I spoke of, just unable to link up, but look for her as she sits in the midfield to start the game. The way she links with Lulu and Tonya, who are playing up the front to begin the game. And that is Charmaine Aletham, who has been good for the Indian women at the back, and her play with Misha Tately.
Just get tangled up there with Lulu, and I think just a free hit for the Indians. So I think it's a good start, just some good firm passing. I think everyone's getting a feel for the ball. Like you say, when we've mentioned it all weekend, it's just your first touch. If you can get a good trap, good pass away, it sets you right for the game. And I think a lot of these players will be looking at that.
Yeah, the Indian woman will come forward here by Jaina Suka as well as Shannon Arsai, but just unable to link those passes. The intent was there, and this Indian team have shown real improvement over the game, over the tournament. You know, lost this game earlier in pool play, and they will be hoping to avenge the loss of that pool game here, as Manisha Jerem does come forward with the ball, and she is surrounded by those 2 players I mentioned earlier in the game, that is Saffron Cribb and Marika Magoon. But Manisha Jerem equal to the task and happy just to roll the ball back to Misha Tately and Charmaine Aletham.
I think these 3 are going good at the back at the moment, just interchanging. Rashika on the left side, and we've got Michaela coming forward here just for a receive. Just unfortunate there, just getting tangled up.
Yeah, and that is Safi Cribb. She's quality in the midfield for the Pacifica women's side, and it just allows Lulu Tuilatalava to play a little higher up the field, where she will be incredibly aggressive. And that is the other mention in Marika Magoon. We just look to see the Pacifica woman use Lulu a little more up the front as she links in with Tonya Bothaway, but unable to get the ball any further than Tately. And they will come out through. Not Rhiannon Wood because her numbers changed.
Yeah.
And this is Lulu here, eyeing up Tately. Great stick tackle there. As
So,
Lulu.
Brad, we're lucky enough to have Jan Peterson here to make a few comments. So I'll just pass it over to Jan, and you can have a chat with him about the last game.
Yeah, fantastic. So just stepping into the booth now is the Pacifica men's captain, Jan Peterson. Now, he's just come off a win against the New Zealand Maori team where they finished the game 3-1. Jan, awesome tournament for your team to be a part of, and it's the first real outing as a Pacifica men's side. How proud of your team over the weekend?
Incredibly proud. It's just amazing to put a group of Pacific Island brothers together actually to play hockey, and obviously growing up and almost being the only one I knew of, as a Pacific Island heritage. It's just amazing to have this opportunity to put a group like this together. Yeah,
absolutely. And we've seen you play countless times over the year for North Harbour and for the New Zealand Defence Force. So for you to be able to reconnect with brothers of your culture and put a side together must be promising for the future of Pacifica hockey.
Well, yeah, being the old man in the team and seeing the young fellas coming through, it's I don't think I even need to be here, to be honest, with the amount of talent coming through. So it's amazing for the future of Pacific Island hockey as well, yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. Quite a young team you had out there today, which, as you say, is pleasing looking forward. And don't at all underestimate your experience and the way you help those young fellas and their ability to play the game. And I speak of your experience at the highest level, and they will really learn from players like yourself, as well as the coaching staff of Kevin Fraser and Brett Lever. And speak to us about how influential Brett is on this Pacifica community.
Oh, amazing, eh? He's obviously played at the highest level for a number of years, and just his expectations of the standards. We put a team together like this for the first time, but the standards he asked of us was to be, had to be high. It wasn't just, we're not just turning up. We want to turn up, we want to compete, and the standards had to be really high.
Yeah, and you speak of standards, it's something that Scott and I spoke of during the call, is just how quality your midfield and defensive group were at retaining possession. And we speak of the Fraser brothers and Stuart Pitu and Luke Aldred and Jacob Suchun, who really controlled the game out there today. And it is a tough one to play when it's the fourth in 4 days. I mean, I know the fitness of you, and you're probably happy to be out there running around, but some of these Māori boys probably not so. So the ability for you guys to control the ball through the midfield, massive.
Yeah, definitely a core there with the Fraser brothers. And yeah, Jake, I've never played with him before, amazing player. Luke Aldred, yeah, like you say, that midfield pretty strong, and so incredibly proud to play with those sort of that talent.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, Stu Pitu, probably like you assess yourself, one of the granddads of the group, and but I think both of you played phenomenally well all weekend, and like I said, really lent on your expertise out there to lead the boys. So any closing remarks to our Pacific community in their pursuit of hockey?
I think just obviously seeing the talent on show, and hopefully there's some young Pacific Island players out there that are taking up hockey or involved. You can go all the way, and you've seen it with obviously Brett Lever and the talent that we've got in this young team. So give it everything you got, and it doesn't matter where you're from or what heritage. You can play at the highest level. And just lastly, to Brett Lever and especially Kev Fraser, amazing for our team, putting the team together and making sure we all turned up and those standards were high for the week. So thank you to those guys. Thanks, Brett.
Awesome. Thanks, Jan. Thanks for joining us, and congratulations on your 3rd place finish in the inaugural New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament.
Thanks, bro. Cheers.
All right, as we see first quarter action continue between the New Zealand Indian women and the New Zealand Pacifica women, that is Tonya Bothaway, just unable to break through the tackle of Charmaine Aletham, and I'm joined again by Suresh Wallab in the box here. Charmaine, a real leader in this side.
Yes, she's been solid in defence there at the right half, and I think we've seen over the last about 3 or 4 minutes is just Pacifica peppering this goal here, and Queenie's made a couple of saves there, but The girls are holding strong, their defence, and they've got good communication out there, which I think is great. And just a few balls going over the back line, which is good, so we've got those covered.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Queenie's play, certainly yesterday in a game that was spent a lot of time inside her circle. I think I've spoken already this weekend about how well Kashona Tapachetri's been playing in goal for the Indian women, but equally so Queenie Blacklock in the first half yesterday and already out here today. Important to have a good goalkeeper in your cage as they do look to weather a bit of a storm here from the Pacifica women who have just settled into their work. You see Kayla and Tori Vau at the back, as well as Storm Dolan Robson, who do have a bit of a command on the territory here so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, like we saw in the pool game, their long passes, strong hits on the ground, on the deck. But, Mishka and these defenders are up to the task, getting down low, getting those clean traps and getting themselves out of trouble.
Yes, we just see a little positional change here with Jaina Suka rolling into the back and looking to release Sharmina Leatham up the right-hand side. If Manisha Jerem can find the side of the field, which she's unable to. Just look for that as an option to come out of the back here. Sharmina Leatham does possess good attacking skill going forward if she can receive the ball in advance of her striker. But the Pacifica woman will have possession at about halfway.
I think you can see that the Indians are using their experience at the back here, getting their stronger senior players at the back just to demand the ball and keep things tight with Mishka, Jaina and obviously Shamina. And we've got Rashika who's out on the left half side there. So a good combination at the moment at the back here.
Yeah, that's a good little enterprise down the left-hand side there by Antonia Cortesi for the Pacifica women's side. She will earn herself, her team, a attacking long corner, and that is Storm Dolan Robson. Just opting to roll the ball back into Val, who finds Jessica Weck on the right-hand side of the field. Does well to keep the ball in play. And linking up with Kelsey Lomas, who did score 2 goals in the last game against the New Zealand Indian women's side. Her ability to link up with Tonya Botherway, who is out here on the field again, was instrumental in their pool game victory. But the Indian women's team defending well here. You can hear the communication and they are sliding well, not allowing easy entry. But that is good ball transfer by the Pacifica women's side.
Yeah, they're doing it very well, aren't they? Just a little bit of a breakdown there. So Karishma trying to put a bit of pressure on there.
Yeah, it's good work there by Carissa Markia, who just throws it a little too far, and it will find Sharmina Leatham. And off the stick of Antonia Cortesi will win the Indian women possession just on the sideline outside halfway there through Jaina Suka. She does have Leatham behind, but will opt to go forward, and it's off the stick of Rose Parkinson. As we see Botherway go and take a spell on the bench, we'll bring Lulu Tuilotalava back on the field. And Safi Cribb also going to take a bit of a breather. On comes Kaya Elliott, who played at the back yesterday in the absence of some of the Pacifica team, and she is back in the midfield today. I thought she was really good at central defender in yesterday's game for the Pacifica women, but I think as Paul Magoon just opts to use a little bit more legs in the midfield, and her ability to get around the park will help their go forward as they continue to put pressure on this Indian women's side. And that's Tately out on the sideline with the ball, just trying to link up there with Rashika Chiba.
It's a good little interchange here. I think, the first time the Indians have been down on that 25 and just on the edge of the circle there, I think there was a good passage of play. Just some long, sharp passes, and they've taken the leaf out of the Pacifica book. Just hard and firm passes, which is great to see.
Yeah, and that's Chiba and Wepa going forward on the ball. A shot there from Rashika Chiba. Does find Karishma Kumar on the far side of the goal, but just unable to get the ball past the goal of Kata Elliott there for the Pacifica women's side. The Indian team retain possession and are enjoying a rare bit of territory for the first quarter as we near on 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, but working the ball out, an attempt is Storm Dolan Robson, who earns the free hit right there in front of our umpire Alicia Anka, who was joined on the whistle by Bronwyn Robbins for today's bronze medal match, and Antonia Cortese doing enough there to win herself a free hit coming out of the back for the Pacifica women's side. And that is linking up with Val, and just a little touch there by Wepa, but the Pacifica woman will keep possession. This is Val. Looks long, but just
trying to
misses
push it
her
a
mark.
bit, isn't
Yeah.
it? I think Brad just maybe getting a bit frustrated with the defence of the Indians here at the moment, just not letting them get through. Not, the passes were coming a bit easier before, but just we've got a bit of pressure going forward here, which is great. Michaela doing well, got a little bit of stick skill.
Yeah, I think the Indian women have adjusted well to this first quarter pressure, and they are sliding well in those channels and forcing passes out of the back that are a little uncharacteristic of the Pacifica women's side, as they do come forward down the right-hand side, and Tately equal to the challenge, and she will win the possession from Lomas and past Tuilo Tolava down that left-hand side, and she looks on the reverse stick to link up with her strikers, but that is cut out by Val. We will see Patel just in pursuit of the ball there, and they will keep possession, the Indian women's side.
It's good passage of play, a bit of pressure up there, so we had the front runners, Angeli putting pressure on. We've just got to hit inside the 25, or just a long corner by the looks of it.
Yeah, and you spoke briefly of Angeli yesterday, obviously the younger sister of Jared and Daniel and Aaron. All players who have played at a very high level, especially Aaron and Pup, the younger sister of the Panchia brothers. So she's got some big boots to fill, but I'm sure as she continues on her journey through hockey, we'll enjoy it just as much as the boys did, and it's awesome to see her out here.
Yeah, it's great to see, and also Aaron's out here today to support her. It's great to see, and Jared was out here yesterday as we spoke, so it's great, and obviously Peter and Ramila are here all the time, which is great to see on the sidelines. Which is, I'm sure they know this turf very well.
Yeah, spent a fair bit of time here at Southern Districts Hockey, the Panchia family. We see photo frames up in the club rooms. We do have another guest interview here.
We have Yogesh Harry, who is the coach of the New Zealand Indian men's team. So I'll pass it over to Yogesh. And
awesome, thanks for joining us in commentary here, Yogesh. Of course, as Suresh just mentioned, the coach of the New Zealand Indian men's side, who we will see feature later in today's men's final, who have been very impressive over the tournament. Coming up a little short yesterday in their game, but with first two games as wins, put themselves in the final this afternoon, as mentioned. Now, the side was without Kelly and Jerem yesterday, Yogesh, and I thought did look to their young players, which was exciting to see these young guys getting an opportunity to play.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation there, Brad. You're a little bit right there. We unfortunately lost Kelly for yesterday's match, but I was pleased with the way with some of the younger boys especially stepped up, and some of these seniors then took on a little bit more responsibility. And the group we've always encouraged these young boys just to listen up what's around you. This is a good learning experience. So I'm very pleased and happy with the way things gone. I think today's game, boys are going to come out with a lot of fizz, and they're up for the game. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, fantastic. And you speak of some of those experienced guys, and lucky enough to have Hitesh Daya arrive yesterday for the game, and after the birth of his second child, to just offer a little bit of experience after the unfortunate loss of Kelly and Jerem, as we see the Pacifica women just have an opportunity at the goal here, and we will come back to interview shortly as they are awarded a penalty corner originally by Bronwyn Robbins. She will refer to Alicia Anka, and the call will remain as a penalty corner. The Indian women not on board with the decision, probably thinking it was stick only, but as we see the keeper life replay here, the Pacifica women able to come through maybe by a fortuitous bounce there, as they did penetrate down the left-hand side, opening up the circle of the Indian women's team. And I think just on this clearance here, maybe judged to have hit the foot, but it will give the Pacifica women an attacking penalty corner. They have been dangerous from the set piece previous in the tournament. So look for Vale on bracket 1. That's a great tackle there by Rashika Chiba to finish out this first quarter. And as I get back to the conversation with Yogesh, we had Hitesh out here yesterday and really stepped up in that striker role as an experienced leader in the Indian side. And I've been really impressed by some of your young leaders in Nitesh Sukha and Xavier Guy, and even guys like Shea Iswar, who stepped up in the absence of Kellyan.
Yeah, you're right there. It's good that we can have someone like Hitesh on call. He fits in pretty well to our team straight away, and he knows a lot of the boys, and so it's good just to get that combo in there. We don't have to do too much differently. Like you're saying with Nitish, Shea, Xavier, those guys, they do have a ton of experience. They've played a lot of hockey at different levels, and one of the good things is they've played together a bit as well. So they lead by example, and a lot of team talks we have, those guys are taking control of situations, and it's nice for myself and Keaton just to listen to those boys now, because everyone's learning, I think, in this camp, and it's been really good that way.
I think as we see tournaments like this and opportunities for your Indian men's side, is we do grow the leadership opportunities for those young guys. I've spoken to Suresh about how awesome it would be to maybe have seen guys like Aaron Panchia and Jared Panchia out here, but to no disrespect to those guys, it gives opportunities for these younger guys to become vocal leaders and lead those team talks and use some of the stuff. Guys like Xavier, who's played for the Black Six just recently, and Nitesh at age group New Zealand stuff, to become leaders at a young age and develop those skills. So it's exciting that we may be able to breed the next set of Panchias through this program.
You're absolutely right there, Brad. I think a lot of people have been saying, oh, look who's not here, but it's more, hey, look who is here. And give these guys a chance, and I think they have taken it as well, which is really good. And if the likes of Jared and Arun want to come back into the team, make themselves available, that's great. It's awesome for Indian hockey, but these guys have got a taste of it, and I don't think they want to give up their spots that easily.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's that's mirrored not just through the Indian side. I know that all of the players that have represented their culture in this tournament dead keen to be back here again next year as the event looks to continue, and it's a real opportunity to play for the pride of Indian culture for your side, but Pacifica and for the Maori teams against our other associations within New Zealand. So really great opportunity, and I know you guys run a fantastic Queen's Birthday tournament, and that's always a lively event on the hockey calendar. So to offer the next step in this opportunity for your teams, you'll be happy with this tournament?
Definitely, yeah. When I heard about it and the concept and who was playing, I was excited and wanted to get involved. And the Maoris and the Pacifica team and even the development team, they just brought a great brand of players and a great brand of hockey to it as well. And it's like you're playing your brothers. Like, we play Queen's Birthday weekend, and that's against our brothers and cousins, and this is sort of the next level, same sort of thing. So, yeah, it's good to be part of.
Fantastic, and thank you for joining me in the commentary for an interview here, Yogesh. We wish you all the best for your guys' game coming up after this one, the men's final, and we hope that these pathways continue for your men, and we create these opportunities. So thank you for joining us, and all the best.
Great. Yep. Thanks very much, Brett.
All right, and we're back with action here with the New Zealand Pacifica women hot on attack on the edge of the circle of the Indian women's side, but well defended again. I've been impressed by the improved defensive efficiencies of this Indian women's side. And last time these teams played, they did concede a goal early. So they've started well here, and I think between Sharmina Leatham and Rashika Chiba, Jaina Sukha and Tately here at the back, they've continued to improve, which will please you, Suresh.
Yeah, I think they've just taken control, just playing their own game, but, really the communication's been great. We see a few little interchanges there up the front where they're getting a roll on, which is great to see, and the girls are having a go. They're not scared to have a go at it, and just try and get into that circle or into the 25. We spoke about that in the first game against these guys. They were struggling at the back here, but now they seem to be getting a bit freed up quite a bit as we see a little break here, but Rashika coming across nicely.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by Rashika Chiba and her work in the defensive unit there. She's just playing at a free man position at the moment, which is a high pressure role, and she's doing it very well. Just allowing Tately and Leatham behind her, as well as Suka, to play their roles, and Chiba getting around the park well. Testament to good fitness for.
And I think she's got a good head about her. Like her dad was a good player as well. He's a good inside right, inside left. Played with him for a little while, but he had a good head on him, very calm and collective. So I think you can see that coming through with how Rashika is playing. So it's good to see, and she's only young. All of these players are very young, so it's good to see.
Yeah, this game has just got a little bit back and forth here. It has stretched out a little bit, and the Indian women are enjoying a little bit more time out of their own half as the game just lengthens up, as both teams really push to find that opportunity. As we do see Antonio Cortese get on the outside of Manisha Jerem here and get on the inside as she gets through, finds the ball, but it is intercepted by Tately. She's got the pressure of Botherway, but it is Rashika Chiba. Just working her way out and earns the free hit under the eye of Bronwyn Robbins and goes fast, finding Karishma Kumar.
A bit of a roll. That was nicely done by Tately and Rashika there. Just cool under pressure, and just a nice little out and forcing the foul.
And it is cut down there by Val for the Pacifica women's team, and you can see the fatigue there evident in the Pacifica women. It is the fourth game in 4 days, and Safi Crib there has done a mountain of work for this Pacifica women's side. So.
Yes, and Pacifica girls had a massive game last night, which was end-to-end stuff, but I'm sure they're feeling the effects of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned last night's game. A real spectacle for the tournament, and I think a real positive showing for women's hockey. Probably one of the better games I've seen in recent times, and a real arm wrestle right to the final moments. As I did mention earlier, the Pacifica women just unable to hold on to the draw, which would have seen them through to this afternoon's final. And it was a drag flick through the exploits of Tash Brill for the New Zealand Maori women that put them ahead with probably less than a minute to go, and they will be feeling the effects of that game here.
But I think the coaching tactics of Tina Bell Kake yesterday were just caught everyone by surprise. I think pulling off the goalkeeper to give him that overlap, which was enterprising stuff, but it paid off for them, Brad, and booked themselves a place in the final, which was great to see.
Yeah, I was joined on the call, fortunately, by Jude Menezes, the Black Sticks women's assistant coach and goalkeeper coach, as we just see Tonya, by the way, roll the ball in. Yeah, I was joined by Jude last night, and we were both impressed by Tina's willingness to do it early, and early enough to give her team multiple opportunities to find that go-ahead goal, as opposed to perhaps what we just saw in the Māori men's game, where they left it probably too late if they were going to take any advantage of it. So it's a brave move, but had to be done because a draw wasn't going to be enough for the New Zealand Māori women's team. So, we congratulate Tina in her in her efforts, and a fantastic move that paid off. And it did take all 10 of those minutes for them to find the goal they needed.
Yeah, and I think that's testament to Tina. She's a legend of our game, obviously, and to have the guts to do that and to back your players, I think that's the one thing she would have the full backing of her players to go ahead and do what she needed to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Tina's played at the highest level that we have, and been very successful at it. So she's been in those sort of situations before of chasing a game, and for her to be able to lean on that expertise and, like you say, trust her players to do their roles, was a good showing for hockey last night. And as we just roll through the second quarter of hockey, the score's still 0-0. The Pacifica women really would have wanted to start fast, as they have through previous games, but this Indian defence standing up strong to the challenge of the Pacifica women. As we,
I think they're enjoying. I think with the New Zealand girls, Indian girls are doing well by breaking down this quick play. Like Pacifica were getting some good go forward by spreading it wide yesterday and the day before, but the Indian girls seem to be closing it down today, and they're enjoying a bit more of the pill, which is great to see.
Yeah, I've been impressed. I've already mentioned in this game that how good their defense is looking. It's tough to weather, the storm here as they have for the first quarter and a half, and are turning that into more possession for themselves going forward. And you gain confidence from defending well, and again, as in that game we saw last night, As Jude mentioned to me, they say defence can win championships, and if you can defend well for periods of the game and turn your opportunities in, as we do see Lulu Tuilotalava with a wee opportunity there, unable to get through to Kelsey Lomas. The Indian women will be buoyed with confidence by their ability to defend here.
Exactly. I think Mishka's playing really well. They're just, I think they've got themselves some confidence, great confidence here, and just holding them out, being strong in their tackles and getting down low, which is great. There's nothing that's bouncing off their stick. And when the young defenders, get down low so you can see the ball and be strong, 2 hands on the stick. Yeah,
absolutely. I was fortunate to play a bit of club hockey and with the great Northland legend, John Child. He was a very staunch and tough defender, and very staunch and tough man for anyone that came across playing against John. But he was always, an exponent of getting low, getting his stick and his knuckles on the ground, and not allowing anybody to get past easily. And I've been impressed as we see the keep alive replay here of the play that built up to the penalty corner that has been awarded to the Pacifica women. You see them just happy to stretch the field out and look for these passes, and that's a great ball through to Carissa Markia with some tidy stick work past Wepa. Just rolls the ball onto the foot there of Charmaine Aletham, and it will earn the Pacifica women their second penalty corner of the match. And we have Marika Magoon down here to pull the ball out. They've got Val and...
That's a nice save.
Yeah,
by
that's
Queenie. Good girl.
Yeah, great save there by Queenie Blacklock in goal, and we have seen that a number of times from Kayla Val, just stepping up to take that penalty corner strike, and she is a good, firm striker of the ball. So, to see that one off, Queenie will be happy with her work there. But the Pacifica women do stay on attack through Lulu Tuilotalava, and she's chased there by Wepa, who does force the mistake out of Lulu Tuilotalava. Maybe not as dynamic as we've seen over the past 3 days. Kept a little quiet there.
I think these girls are just stepping up, aren't they? I think the Indian girls are holding their structure, as we see a bit of a breakdown here, but they've been good in defence, just holding up.
Yeah, and that is Safi Cribb finding Rose Parkinson for a fantastic shot there by Parkinson. Just unable to find the stick of Lulu Tuilotalava on the far post, and Queenie happy to not hear that dreaded sound of backboard.
Well, I think Lulu was floating around on that post there, so they can go any way.
Yeah, as we do have ball with Leatham, and unfortunately not with Suka there. As Parkinson looks to come forward, but
Shayna,
it isn't intercepted there. Yeah, unfortunately just rolls the ball onto her own foot there. So the Pacifica woman will come through with Antonia Cortesi, and that is Kayla Vau. And Carissa Markia, who earned the last penalty corner, links up with Cortesi.
I think
the Indian woman will be breathing a sigh of relief there as
I think it was all stick, Brad. All I saw was stick, so I think it was...
Yeah, that one wasn't,
there.
unfortunately. Yeah, it's perhaps for the Pacifica women's team, the result they may have looked to get, as we do see the keep alive replay here. May have hoped to get a penalty corner there, but no whistle from the umpire. But they do get the ball down here through Magoon and through Parkinson. Just gets a ball towards the goal of Blacklock, who cannot clear it any further than her own defender's foot there. And it will award the Pacifica woman another goal scoring opportunity.
I think they've lost the ball, Brad. No?
Yeah, it did just take a couple of minutes to come back there as it was cleared out over the sideline, but it will be with Magoon to pull the ball out. They've got Veo and Parkinson at the top.
It's a nice little touch there.
Yeah, it will be Veo through Magoon, who finds the back of the goal for the Pacifica women's side, and a well-executed penalty corner there as we see the keep alive replay. Ball out to the first bracket, and just check the positioning of Marika Magoon, nice and low, and that's a phenomenal little touch there under the feet of Queenie Blacklock. Not a lot she can do there to save that one, but it puts the Pacifica women up 1-0.
Yeah, well-executed PC. It's those are the runs you practice all evening, and when they come off, it's just awesome. as an attacker, not so much as a defender.
Yeah, you're right. That'll please Coach Paul Magoon as they finally convert one of those penalty corners as they come through Antonio Cortesi, and it's cleaned up well by Jerem. The tackle through the back of the stick there of Karishma Kumar will just win possession through Suka.
Yeah, a little smile by Lulu, knowing what she'd done, just not playing the ball.
Yeah, Lulu will be hoping for a bit of home court advantage here at Southern Districts Hockey, but not for a tackle like that one, unfortunately.
No, it's good. I think we're seeing a little bit of fatigue maybe coming into the teams here, obviously, but obviously once you get a goal, it just adds a bit of a burst to the attacking side. So I think the Indian girls will be pleased with where they're at the moment. They're trying to get a bit more possession through the middle there.
Yeah, and that's Wepa looking forward and unable to link up, but they will get a attacking long corner up there through Sarah Patel. She'll likely roll the ball back to her teammate to play. Manisha Jerem will come onto the ball there to take the long corner. Tately at the back with the ball, just looking at options going forward, and she will attack the circle. Good little clean up there from Carissa Markia and by Jessica Weck. We'll only see as far as Jaina Suka, but it is Antonia Cortesi who comes out with the ball. Just unable to link up as we see a good little period of possession and pressure here by the New Zealand Indian women's side.
Yeah, I think they're just that crash ball works for you sometimes, and I think that time it did. So yeah, just getting the roll on here through Sarah, and I think this is where the senior ones will step up. We've got Shamina taking the free hit, or Jaina, sorry.
Nice little 3D ball coming forward there by Tori Val. Finds Lulu Toilotalava and finds Marika Magoon's foot. So they will come forward through Wepa. It's again good defensive back tackle and pressure from the New Zealand Indian women's side, but just conceding the free hit there in front of umpire Alicia Anka.
Yeah, they're enjoying a bit of time up the front there over the half, so it's been pretty good.
Yeah, as we go into the final 2.5 minutes there of the second quarter between the New Zealand Pacifica woman and the New Zealand Indian woman, we see a turnover here through Rose Parkinson. She links up with Lulu Toilotalava coming forward at the goal and just unable to find Hannah Rose Elia there in front of the goal. It was good turnover and good attack at the circle there by Toilotalava, but as I said, just unable to link up with Elia. They will keep pressure on here. As Suka just happy to kick the ball out and continue rolling forward.
Yeah, I think we just Indians be mindful of the time here, just not giving up anything more in the last two of this half, and just try and rebuild. I think they've been doing very well, and just holding it on. And then Parrish will have a chat to them at half time and just.
Yeah, unfortunately there for Jerem, may just give the Pacifica women one more chance to attack. They'll be wary of the clock and won't want to concede here in these last moments of the half. They've done so well so far in these two quarters to weather the storm of the Pacifica women's side and still be in an arm wrestle of a game. As we do see ball through Kaya Elliott there, and just rolls the ball in on the foot of the Indian women's defender as we see the keeper life replay. This is Veo. She finds Kaya Elliott, who just rolls the ball in on the foot, and they will take the penalty corner. Markia bringing the instruction in from Coach Paul Magoon. Marika will come down to pull the ball out. And they will be set up the top with Parkinson on the first bracket and Toilotalava on the second. Yeah, smiles on the faces of the Pacifica women as it's a dinky little touch, but often the hardest ones to save as we see the replay here. Lulu not picking it up cleanly, and that is Hannah Rose Elia just bouncing the ball.
First runner's stick, I think you'll see Brad, just a bit of a bobble up, which unfortunately the hardest ones to sort of get under control as a defender.
Yeah, a tough one there for Queenie Blacklock in goal. She saved all the tough stuff, and we'll be disappointed to see that one roll into the back of her goal. But it does put the Pacifica women up 2-0 in the dying moments of this second quarter. Now, joining me in the call here is Harley Kupa from the New Zealand Maori men's side, the goalkeeper of the team. And Harley, tough outing for the boys today. Probably just ran out of legs a little on the dying stages of the tournament.
Yeah, kia ora there, Brad. 100%. We definitely did lose our legs towards the end of that game. The style of hockey that we do play is fast and furious, and obviously when it pays off really well. But when we're unable to maintain a bit of possession, it just ends up being wave hockey. And as you know, backwards and forwards, we've got a few guys with the big rigs. It kind of wore its toll, especially towards the end of the end of the tournament here. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been fast hockey all weekend, and it's been hot out here. A little bit of reprieve with cloud cover today, but you're certainly seeing the effects of fatigue. And you speak about fast and furious, and none more furious than yourself in pursuit of keeping your goal clean. And we saw some fantastic saves from you last night for those of you that were watching along during their game against the New Zealand Pacifica men. And you spent a long time in goal for both North Harbour and the New Zealand Maori men, and of course Tamaki Makaurau. And how do you keep doing it?
Yeah, well, funny thing, as you know, Brad, we're never satisfied with conceding anything. So obviously, any goal's not going to be too good for us. But I think the thing that keeps me going out there is the fact that you've just got to really push the young guys, and obviously just be a complete blockade for them.
Yeah, and you speak of young guys, and you've had a few of your Tamaki Makaurau teammates, some young guys out here playing for the team this tournament, and guys like Hemi Hickson and Jordan Thomas and Taimana Iverson and Jacob Balkake. And I know through Tamaki Makaurau hockey you're a real role model for them, and it's guys like you that allow these young players to play with the flair and knowing that they've got your support and behind. And what does it mean to see those young guys stepping up on this national stage?
Well, in all fairness, I think it's really wonderful. And not only have we represented in the Tamaki Makaurau side in the Māoris, we also represented in the Tamaki Makaurau side in the NZ Pacifica team with Sam Hewitt. We also have the New Zealand development side with guys like Adam Banks and Isaac Holbrook. And even Callum Olsen in there, right at the back there. He's also eligible for the Māoris. Obviously didn't play at our tournament this year, so unable to be selected. But yeah, there's definitely a massive group of a young talent coming through that really embody Māori hockey right down to its core, which is just exciting stuff to watch. It's not carbon copy, plastic, in the box stuff. It's really out of the box, really exciting. And when you start seeing these guys throwing the ball around and actually getting their tails up, it looks really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to see that brand of hockey being continued in this next generation, and I think it is testament to guys like you who have stuck with the national Māori tournaments and still being able to play at a high level through National Hockey League for North Harbour, and showing these young guys, especially in Tamaki Makaurau, that they can do both, and you can be successful while still attending and competing at National Māori Hockey Tournament. So it's hats off to the work and time you've spent in the tournament and in Tamaki Makaurau. And it'll be interesting to see as the years wear on where the next Harley Kupas come from, and hopefully not as loud off the field, certainly as loud on the field, because it's a big asset of yours. But I'm sure you've in your work as developing goalkeepers up and down the country will start to find this next generation of perhaps young Māori goalkeepers.
Well, if we're being completely honest, mate, I mean there's a lot of talent out there, and if we can really isolate and dig deep into it and get these guys coming along to our tournaments, I think the biggest hiccup we have is the fact that some people out there just don't realise what their heritage is. And if we're able to actually crack into that, I think that we'll actually see a far more diverse side of the Māori. And that's what I'm getting at, is with regards to a lot of these Tamaki boys. A lot of them haven't actually been in a marae before they actually join our side, and now that they're in it, they want to get immersed into it. So I mean, that's the sort of culture we really want to breed, and you come into the Māori men's team, I know yourself has played as well. We really want to make sure that culture is really encompassing of the actual all players. So if you've grown up on a marae, or you've seen one in a catalogue, you're still part of us, and you're one of those guys that we really want to hold on to and get part and just build on.
Yeah, there's been a real push of late, in the reinvigorisation of the Māori culture, so it's awesome to see guys like you pushing that and helping our young players through. So I appreciate your time, Harley. It's been awesome seeing you out here leading from the back for the New Zealand Māori side, and we hope to see you back again next year.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brad. See you later.
All right, as we get back into third quarter action between the New Zealand Indian women and the New Zealand Pacifica women, remembering that the Pacifica women scored right before the halftime break here. And we have changed in, so the Pacifica women still in the white strip and the Indian women in black. We have had a change in goal for the Pacifica women's side. They will welcome Maddie Forbes out into goal for them. And same at the other end, we will see Kashona Tapachetri in goal for the Indian side. So changes at both ends, and the Indian women will want to build on their defensive efforts in the first half. Suresh, unfortunate to concede just before the break, but they will want to start strong here.
Yeah, I think the first 20 went well for the Indian ladies. We defended well, good communication, and I think it just maybe fell away in the last 10. But yeah, the girls are going well, but still early days. Anything can happen in a game of hockey. It's only 2-0 down. I think we have seen a bit of ball up the other end for the Indian ladies, which is great. The couple of crash balls have been working and the control on their stick. So the senior players will be stepping up, and we'll leave the young ones up the front to hopefully run it forward and get a few touches in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see here a good bit of pressure being put on by the Indian women's side on the Pacifica women's outletting attempts, and they do win possession there on their own 25-yard line, but only get it as far as Rose Parkinson, who does attempt to come forward, and she will work her way around the baseline with the ball on her reverse stick. Falls to Tuilu Talava and gets it back to Parkinson, and that's ball in front of the goal there for goal scorer Ilya, but it will be Wepa who brings the ball out and clears with the help of Jerem, earning a free hit there.
It's a good little scramble there. You see Angeli from centre forward come back to help out on defence, which is great to see. And just good scramble defence. I think we don't want to concede early in this quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Paresh Bika in there will be disappointed that they did concede right before the break after playing pretty well defensively for long periods of that quarter, as they do have a little go forward through here.
Nice little run by Monica Patel there, just heading down that sideline there and picking up a free hit inside the 25, which is great. So hopefully we can build off this, Brad.
Yeah, we've got options coming forward. It has gone into the circle, and it will come forward through Marika Magoon, but unable to link up with her players.
Just a bit of a loose ball there. Just probably needed a little bit more control there by the Indians. It's going good. There's promising signs early in the second half.
Yeah, Anjali Panchia there, just unable to bring the ball down. She did have Kumar and Patel up with her in the circle, but like I said, unable to control it as the Pacific women take the ball quickly with Markia and Veo at the back. Good bit of pressure there by Karishma Kumar.
The Pacific girls like coming out of defence really quickly, but I think you see the Indian girls today are stepping up a bit more and just putting a bit more pressure on that second line of attack of theirs, which is great to see.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit guilty yesterday of standing back in those instances.
Yeah, 100%.
In yesterday's game. So, good to see them with a little bit more confidence to go and put some pressure on the likes of Carissa Markia here and Storm Dolan Robson as they just look to put pressure on that sort of a pass there, and it's well taken by the Indian women's side as we have a local character walk past us in the commentary box here.
Yep.
We wave out to him with less than 5 fingers.
Dylan Patel getting ready for the finals. The Indians goalkeeper for the men's.
And the Pacifica women do come forward here through Marika Magoon, just attempting to link up there with her runner Tamati, but unable to do so. She will keep possession though, Tamati.
You think the Indian girls are pressuring them a bit more today, you think, Brad? Just a bit more in your face sort of defence, you think? Just making them play it a bit earlier, not giving them time on the ball?
Yeah, I'd be really interested to see or to hear what Coach Paresh Bicker has said to the team this morning, because they have come out looking at an improved performance after yesterday, and maybe it was some of the fruit and veg from Barna Family Farms that has got them up and rearing to go this morning, but they do look better in the way they are putting pressure on the ball. So that'll please Paresh, and they haven't quite found the opportunity to get back into this game on the scoreboard yet, but likely will come if they continue to attack and defend well as they have so far. And it's a good touch up there by Elia, but doesn't find the goal. And it will be Leatham to bring the ball out. A good little ping-pong battle there, and Veo will win the free hit for the Pacifica woman. Sister Tori calling for the ball in the middle of the field. She also has Dolan Robson at the back, and Markia just overlapping on the right-hand side if they can get it to her. And this is Markia if she can bring it under control. Tough receive there.
You're seeing the Indians pushing up a bit higher. You see Monica and Angeli both pushing up a bit higher, not giving them that free pass into the middle there, which I think is great. So forcing them a bit wider.
Yeah, good bit of skill there by Whipper, just unable to keep it under control as the ball rolls to Magoon off a little poke tackle there.
I think like we saw in that last game they played, the third quarter was a little bit messy on both sides. Just the ball running over the back line and just going over the sideline. So they just need to tidy up a little bit, both sides. But Indians enjoying a bit more possession. Yeah,
it's a great ball forward to Whipper there, but she only gets it as far as Markia. Well, I have mentioned over the weekend, very experienced in her ability to read a game and attempt to keep things under control. And she will come out with possession there. And good to see Sarah Patel. They just put a little bit of pressure on Veo at the back, and that is Tori Veo linking up with Antonia Cortesi. Great little touch in front of the goal, but just wide and not asking the question of Kishona Atapachetri.
Yes, nice little touch there in front of the goal there, but just as you saw, just
there's a great little overhead out there by Tatley, and she gets it down as far as Weck, who is isolated, but unfortunately therefore Patel just gives away the free hit.
Yeah, I think Mishka's finding that finding the ball or feeling it a lot better with their overheads today. It just seemed to be getting a little bit more meterage and a bit more height, which is good to see.
Yeah, and that's Antonia Cortesi throwing the ball across the goal of the New Zealand New Women side. And well cleaned up there.
Shayna Narsai.
Yeah, by Shayna Narsai there in front of goal. Does enough. As we see Stacey Whipper come forward with the ball, and she links up with Anjali.
That's a good little run by Stacey. I think we saw that in the last game as well. She had a good little couple of good little runs there, and just putting a bit of pressure on these defenders.
Yeah, she's got a good bit of skill when she does get the ball, Stacey Whipper, and unfortunately again here for Anjali Panchia, just unable to bring the ball under control under the pressure of Carissa Markia, but they're at the right end of the field if they can keep it here. Good little contest will fall to Jerem, but she's overrun it, and I think Suresh will agree that is the fatigue setting in.
Yes, I think so. We've been under. Yeah, they've been going back and forth for a little while here, and just
Cortesi with a shot at goal, a bouncy little one, and not the cleanest of saves there by Kishona Tapachetri, but does enough just to see it off. And this will be the Pacifica woman retain in possession of the ball through Safi Cribb. As we're nearing the middle of the third quarter here, the Pacifica woman still up 2-0. And this is the third and fourth bronze medal match.
Just unlucky there, just a little foot on the clearance.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate one as Kishona Tapachetri just attempts to clear the ball. It takes a stick and then a foot, and unfortunately it is an Indian foot, so they will concede the attacking penalty corner here. And the Pacifica women, as they have already today, the opportunity to go forward with the attacking corner and attacking set piece. They have Veo up there on the first bracket. She's been solid so far. And it looks like they will set up with Markia on the second bracket. Highly expect this to go to the first bracket through Veo. It's fantastic penalty corner defensive work there by Charmaine Aletham. First of all, getting the stick poke in the deflection pass, but also then clearing off the pads of Kashona Tapachetri when needed to. So they see off the challenge of the Pacifica women's side. It wasn't as clean as I think they'd expect.
Great turn there by Shayna.
Yeah, that is Shannon Arsai just attempting to link up there with Sarah Patel. They put a bit of pressure on, but it is well worked out by Jessica Weck.
There's good pressure here. I think the Indians aren't holding back today. So it's good to see they're stepping up in the challenges and just not giving them any time on the ball.
Yeah, great to see Kaya Elliott and Antonia Cortese just link up there. Good pressure on the shot. It's still in front of the Indian goal.
Nicely tidied up by Jaina, I think, again.
Cleared there by Jaina Suka. Kashona Tapachetri came out and put some pressure on the initial shot, and it was Suka who cleaned up in behind to ensure that the third goal wasn't conceded, but they will retain possession here, the Pacifica women.
I think Suka's been playing well this game. She's cleaned up quite a bit there. I think these senior girls are certainly stepping up for the Indians team today, Brad.
Yeah, it's great to see. You know, they know it's their last game of the tournament, and you leave it all out there today. You know, nothing to play for tomorrow, so they will want to leave their best game on the park here on the final day of the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament. We just see a little free hit outside the 25, outside the circle here for the Pacifica women, as we near on 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pacifica women on attack here, and that's a little misdirected there by Kayla Vale. She has been so good at penetrating defensive lines with her upright hit, so she'll be disappointed in that one. Manisha Jerem just walking onto the free hit.
Another one of the siblings that are playing, Manisha. You've got Jaina. Hamish is also in the men's side, and you've got Kelliam, obviously. So, and Shayna's got her brother playing in the men's side as well, so we've got a good spread. And then you look at the family connection with Jaina and the Panchers are all first cousins, so it's a long line there.
Yeah, it's what these sort of tournaments are all about. I spoke just recently to Harley, and we speak about people understanding, who they are and where they fit inside their culture, and you speak of all of the connections, in these two Indian sides. And I'm sure it doesn't end there. You've already spoken about different players' dads playing, in previous iterations of these national sides. So. It's awesome to see these players reconnect, as we do see Safi Cribb come forward. She links up with Antonia Cortese. And it's just seen off there.
It's a little touch in front.
Yeah. Not out of the woods just yet, as another one does come through, and it cannot find the stick of Antonia Cortese. Now, one player we haven't seen a lot of today for the Pacifica women is Tonya Botherway. She was absolutely dynamite for the first three games, and setting up a lot of their attack, and haven't seen much of her today. She may be feeling the effects of fatigue. Hopefully there's not an injury that we don't know of, but if they need something sparked, I think it will come from the exploits of Botherway and Tuilo Talava, as Parkinson, just before she wound up, had to hold back on the whistle of Alicia Anka. That's Jaina Suka again, just working the ball out with Shayna Narsai.
She's doing well, Narsai, out on that right flank there, just keeping control, keeping it nice and close, and just drawing the foul. Again, just getting a roll on. Finds a nice little touch.
Yeah, it's Anjali Panchir. And here is, I spoke of Lulu Tuilo Talava is back on and putting a bit of pressure on the Indian women's team. They will keep possession there, and it will come through Jaina Suka.
Just over the back line, unfortunate mistrap.
Yeah, just unable to link up there with Shayna Narsai, who did such good work in front of the dugout, working the ball up her right-hand side. Just unable to get that last pass connection and open up an attacking opportunity, but very much still in this arm wrestle, the Indian women's side. They are down 2-0 on the scoreboard, but playing their hockey at the right end of the field as Safi Cribb looks to take on Tately, and Tatley's reach just pulls her back in, but Cribb will earn the free hit and roll forward to allow Magoon to play the ball. She's eyeing up Chris Amakia on the other side of the field, and that's where it ends up. It's a great pass to open up the right-hand side of the field through Makia, and she just looks at her options coming forward, and her option is Kaya Elliott, who finds Tori Veo. And Safi Cribb, who started the whole play there, earns the free hit in the middle of the park. Again through Elliott. It's a great little tackle there, again by Rashika Chiba.
Just doing well there, Rashika, keeping her feet out of the way once she made that tackle. So trying to draw the PC, but they're doing well, just holding their composure, just playing it out nicely. So Mishka will maybe look for the overhead again.
Yeah, she just attempts to clear there, unfortunately for Karishma Kumar. Just gets in the action a little bit early. Alicia Anka will give ball to the Pacifica woman, and that is Saffron Cribb with the ball on the end of her stick in the circle, and it's a contested shot. Back of the stick shot, so they will keep possession, the Indian women's side. Great defensive alertness there to stay in and contest the shot.
Yeah, I think that's it, Brad. Just getting in close with the reverse shot, I think, is the best thing for them.
Yeah, it's an absolute coaching point. You know, when you are the on-ball defender of a reverse stick shot, you know, if you get in close, you're out of the danger and you do put the pressure on. And if you get too close, you know, you can foul. So it's a great balance there as we just come into the final minute of the third quarter here. The Pacifica woman earning a free hit just inside the 25-yard line, and it will be taken by goal scorer Elia. She eyes up the edge of the circle and past the tackle of Manisha Jerem and finds the back of the goal with a fantastic low reverse stick shot there past the right foot of goalkeeper Kashona Thapa Chetri, as we see on the Keeper Life replay here. A good little bit of build-up play by Kaya Elliott, just gets on the outside of Chiba, earns the free hit. And it's this play here by Elia that, you know, sees the edge of the circle, gets the ball in good position on her reverse stick, and that's a fantastic finish in the corner there to put the Pacifica women up 3-0, and again they've scored right before the break, which will be very pleasing to Coach Paul Magoon. Now, as the third quarter comes to an end here, very fortunate to be joined in the commentary box by newly retired Blackstick and legend of New Zealand hockey, Aaron Panchia. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks, mate. It's good to be here and good to be watching some nice hockey.
Yeah, you're no stranger to this turf and this club, being a Southern Districts Hockey Club member, and your sister out here, Anjali. You must be proud to see her representing the Indian women's side.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's part of the reason I'm here this morning watching the women play, and yeah, like you say, you know, it's awesome to be here, play a lot of club hockey here, and you know, to see so many people out here supporting here is yeah, it's really cool.
And a fantastically decorated athlete, certainly in New Zealand hockey. So very privileged to have you here and part of this tournament. Now, you've seen the Indian men will be in the final a little later this afternoon, and they've been playing really well.
Yes.
How awesome is it to see an opportunity like this for the Indian side to play against the other cultures we have here in hockey in New Zealand?
Oh, look, it's awesome. I think, you know, I remember when I was particularly younger growing up and I played in a couple of the New Zealand Indian teams in the early days, well, early-ish days. And, you know, we always played games against the Maori teams and, you know, they were always fun and competitive, but you often only had one game and that was about it. So, you know, I remember a couple of times we played New Zealand A and had the opportunity to play against the next level, which was really, really good. And I think that's what you're seeing here today, you know, 4 teams in both the men's and women's that are really balanced and playing some quality hockey. So, yeah, it's, you know, good opportunity to represent your culture and, you know, also to play some competitive hockey early in the season.
Yeah, you mentioned the timing, and you know, we have a few people scattered through all 8 teams that will be eyeing up under 21 North vs South games coming up later in the month, and you know, as we see a real pathway between your Indian Queen's Birthday tournament, stepping into something like this, and then being involved in the Hockey New Zealand development pathways and opening those opportunities up. So how does this create just an extra link in the pathway for our young players of heritage to get to the next level?
Yeah, look, it's, you know, like you said, you mentioned about pathways, just so important. But I think the other aspect here is that you're playing with, you know, new people, new coaches, new systems, and you actually tend to see, you know, the players that do stick out. But also, it's a good opportunity because hockey's such a social sport. You know, you get to play with your peers and develop relationships, and hockey's benefit really is that you can play the game for such a long time, and those are relationships that you'll hopefully have for forever.
Yeah, it's you mentioned coaching, and I have seen just recently that you're going to do some coaching for Auckland Hockey this year in their development programs and their rep programs. So, what's brought you to coaching?
Yeah, look, I kind of at the end of 2020 when I decided to retire, I knew that I had a lot to, to give back to the sport. Given me so many opportunities, and I felt that I've done some coaching through the years, but it was just a way to give back. And Auckland Hockey's in a relatively good place, and similarly with the pathways, there's a link between the regions and Hockey New Zealand to try and develop those pathways a bit better. So hopefully lending my expertise and be able to help.
Yeah, and as we speak of Auckland Hockey, that is one of the latest products of Auckland Hockey there, Lulu Tuilotalava, on a fantastic run, and I called for it a little bit earlier as we see the Keeper Life replay. As Rose Parkinson breaks out with the ball, she will link up with Tuilotalava, and it's a fantastic bit of skill here to turn Tatley inside out, and she just has a look going forward there. Great movement off the ball by her striker to allow her a little bit of space, and it's a fantastic finish past the Indian goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it does put them down another goal, but a great spectacle for our sport here as we see people that have played international level out here in this tournament. So, Aaron, what's besides the coaching, what's next for you?
I'm just, I guess, at the moment focusing a bit on my career. Hockey kind of played such a big part of my life that you can't progress, I guess, off the field as much as you want. So spending a bit of time with that, spending a bit of time with family and friends, which has been nice. And just trying to, I guess, spend a bit more time on the other side off the turf. But I'm still enjoying hockey for itself, and playing club on the weekends, and doing a bit of coaching here and there. So love to be involved, and stay connected. Obviously, is important.
Yeah, and it's awesome to have you involved, and we thank you for jumping into the commentary box today. It's awesome to see you here supporting the event, and we hope maybe in future iterations of it we see you out here playing for the Indian men's side. But we congratulate you on your fantastic international career, and wish you all the best for what's coming in the next phases of life for Aaron Punchia. Thank you.
Awesome, thanks for having me.
All right, and we did see that goal there at the start of the fourth quarter for Lulu Tuilotalava and the Pacifica women's side, and I'm joined again by Suresh Wallab. And Suresh, we've talked at length over the weekend about how important those periods are right before and after breaks, and the Pacifica women scoring 3 of their 4 goals so far in the 2-minute periods either side.
Yeah, well, I think, Brad, we're not going to have any more guest interviews because whenever I go off, they seem to score. So I'll be staying in there for the rest of the game. It's I think you see Lulu there just opening it up and just had a lot more time, and I think you saw in that third goal as well. They just they maybe not getting close enough into that reverse shot, but from that range, I don't think a player of Lulu's calibre is going to miss. And she's done very well, and it'll be good for her confidence as well going into the season. Being able to get a couple of goals on under her belt. So a lot of these players need that confidence, and regardless. I think strikers love to score goals, so as we see a break by Monica here. Yeah,
there's Monica Patel coming forward. She will take on Tori Vao and just not get the ball past Kayla Vao. Yeah, unfortunately, they're the timing of those goals. I think, right on the start and finish of the interview with Aaron, he may earn Player of the Day award for the Pacifica women's side and his influence on their play. But it was a well-finished goal, both of them by Aaliyah and by Tuilotalava, as the Indian women do look to come forward here through Michaela Whipper. They do still have a little over 12.5 minutes left on the clock. And it is Rashika Chiba playing the ball back forward to Whipper.
Just trying to get through there, no foul. So it's a little touch out.
Yeah, a little well worked out there by Vao and by Lomas. As Storm Dolan Robson does come onto the ball for the Pacifica women's side. She has Whipper in front of her. And this will be Kayla Vao looking to transfer the ball.
It's a bit of a mistrap there out on the left flank.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the Pacifica women's side, but it puts the Indian women's team in a good position to attack from. Umpire Bronwyn Robbins not happy with the 5 yards given by Erana Tamati there. The Indian women perhaps just struggling to get through some of the physical presence here of this Pacifica women's side. They do command the part of the field that they're on, and just these little touches not quite falling for the Indian team at the moment. They will keep possession.
Yeah, I think, like you say, the physicality is just something, that the Indians, it's just there.
All right, as we come into about 11 minutes to go here in the quarter, the Pacifica women breaking forward through with Hannah Rosalia, linking up with Cortesi, and that's well saved by Kashona Tapachetri there in goal for the Indian women's side. It's well built up by Elia and by Cortesi.
You just seemed to sneak up out on the left side there, didn't we? We just missed it.
Yeah, it's a little touch tackle by Manisha Jerem, and another touch over the back line.
I think the Indians won't want to concede any more in this last 10, maybe get up, have a couple of shots on goal just to finish the tournament on the high. I know it's been a tough campaign for them, but they'd just be wanting to just hold it together, but unfortunately giving away a PC there, just a little foot.
Yeah, just Manisha Jerem getting caught a little bit upright on the receive there of the Pacifica women's player. Not able to get down low enough to contest without exposing her feet. So the Pacifica women will have a attacking penalty corner here, and it looks like Cortesi will pull the ball out. We've got Kayla Veo up on the first bracket, as well as Arana Tamati on the second bracket. We haven't seen much of Tamati in the attacking penalty corners so far, but it will be Veo. And as we've seen at least twice already this weekend, the penalty corner striking exploits of Kayla Veo, as we see the keeper life replay here. First bracket, straight down the line, and between Charmaine Aletham and Kashona Tapachetri, not a lot they could do there to stop that one. And it's another goal to Kayla Veo, and it does put the Pacifica women up 5-0.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those hits, the old school dipper, where the bit of a rise on the ball still falls under the backboard, which is a skill in itself, and not many players use it, but it's obviously working well for her, and it's great to see that in the game.
Yeah, she's been a real exponent of that all week, and like I said, I believe that is her third goal from the exact same play. It's a skill well practiced there by Kayla Veo, as the Pacifica women just look to come forward through Megan Tiliai, who again we haven't seen a lot of this weekend. That one pulled under control by Jessica Weck. And that is Kayla Veo, the goal scorer at the back. Tiliai just attempting to roll the ball down there to Kaya Elliott, but it will escape her grasp as the Indian woman will work the ball out of their own defensive corner here with Rashika Chiba.
Just trying to slow the game down a bit. Rashika just looking for options. Just down the line. Just a bit of a missed trap.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Karishma Kumar. Just unable to bring it under control. And quite a hard hit at her at a close distance, but she'll be disappointed. And that is Anjali Panchia, just putting a bit of pressure on Carissa Markia. And that is Markia trying to stay calm under the circle.
Touch out, I
yeah.
think. Shamina Latham again. Just a nice little reverse touch. It's good to see number 7, Alicia Patel, out here. She's coming today, just helping out. We've unfortunately lost a few with injuries today, so Alicia's from our local Pukekohe Indians club.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see the support in these teams. We have had injuries and we've had people available and unavailable, from all teams over the weekend, and it's awesome that you've got such a supportive community through Pukekohe Indians Club to offer up another player, and that is her on the ball there, just getting into a little bit of a tangle with Safi Cribb.
Oh, it's a nice.
Unfortunately, just didn't get the hand low enough there to be called blade, and it is back stick tackle by Krish Makuma. It's ball at the back again through Kayla Veo. And she tried to link it with Magoon, but just ran the other way, and between Tamati and Ilya, just unable to get the comms right there.
I think we're coming up to the last 5 of the game where both teams are struggling a bit with the fatigue, and but as we see Manisha just coming through, she's never going to die wondering, which is great to see from your captain. She'll always be giving it 100% all the way through the game.
Yeah, it's a testament to a good leader is the way that they show their leadership, and she is still there working tirelessly. She will be gassed. She's done some yards this weekend. She's
good
still
little
in
passage here, just holding up the ball. And I see Lulu's there closing it down, but the Indians are going well, just trying to get the foul, but no foul.
Rashika just turned over there by Rose Parkinson and cleaned up by Shamin Aletham there. That's a fantastic
Nice
turn of skill there.
Yeah.
I believe by Krish Makuma. You can't work it past Carissa Markia, who does come forward through Rose Parkinson. Ball falls to Tately.
And a little bit
Shayna
messy there.
Narsai.
So she just Shayna just tidying it up a little bit.
Yeah, they'll retain possession coming out of their own end there, and it's looks like Jaina Suka will come forward with the ball.
I think it's home turf for Manisha and Shamina, so they'll be wanting to play well here every game.
Speak about the Suresh, how much family support we likely have on the sidelines here for the Indian sides.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's great for everybody, like Aaron mentioned, it's not just your family support, it's your friends, it's the whole community coming out, and I think it's great to see. We've had good support from our Indian community throughout Auckland and Pukekohe, obviously. Would have been great if we had some of our Wellington players, Christchurch, Central Districts. But due to, timing is hard with some of the younger ones with exams, that puts a bit of pressure on everybody. And also with work commitments. But I think it's great to see the support that we are getting. And hey, we can only go forward from here. We just need to build on it, build on the brand of heritage hockey, and keep people interested and keep them coming back for more.
Yeah, absolutely. And we, when we can put on showpieces like this tournament, that's a great tackle there by Charmaine Aletham on Antonia Cortesi. We can put on showcases like this. It will continue to entice not only the spectators but the players to keep coming to this tournament. And
yeah, exactly. I think we have your New Zealand Maori tournament, which is yours, and we have our New Zealand Indians tournament, which is ours, and this is great to bring everyone together. It's not just one. It's not just a Maori or Pacifica or Indians or development tournament. It's all of our tournaments, and that's something that we can bring everyone together in the wider community, which is great to see. And for the development, I think it's great because the parents get to see their kids play. But like every team, you get to see your siblings or your cousins and uncles and aunts get out to watch. So it's bringing everyone together, because I think sometimes development teams don't get an opportunity to play, and it's great from our Indians Maori perspective that the teams are no longer going to be paper teams. A tournament team now has meaning. So that's what we want to push, that the teams that are named at tournaments do play, and those players are selected or part of the first pick.
yeah, absolutely, and it really speaks to community to be able to put your brand on show, be it New Zealand Indian hockey or New Zealand Maori hockey, and put that brand on show to not only our country through SkysportNext, but we're fortunate enough to be broadcast worldwide through the FIH app and all of the work done by local Gecko Productions over the weekend to give us this opportunity to showcase all of hockey on a level here that showcases the talent across all 4 groups that we've got participating in this event.
And speaking of family, we've got Simon Brill, the coach of the men's development, walking in with his little baby, which is great to see. So he's on coaching duty and babysitting duty. So Well done, Simon. That's good work.
Yeah, of course, his wife Tash Brill probably in her team talk preparing for her final a little later in the day, so it looks like Simon's on dad duties for the moment being, but we do have the Pacifica woman with ball just outside the circle there through Kelsey Lomas, so it is turned over and well worked out there by the Indian women defence through Karishma Kumar, and it will be Rashika Chiba on the ball. As we come into the closing moments of the Indian game here, Suresh, your Indian men will be up next. They're playing in a final. Like I said yesterday as we covered the game, they were hoping to go unbeaten. Unfortunately, they faced up against a development side who have continuously been improving over the weekend, and they will play them again today in the final. Now, you will have spent time around those players, and you'll know what their hopes and expectations are from this game. But what do you want to see as the biggest improvement from yesterday's game?
Well, I think we'll see a
We'll unfortunately see a goal.
Yes, and
there to the Pacifica woman.
Nicely taken goal there with left wide open there. So not leaving Kashona many options, unfortunately. Just when you're that close, you'd expect your strikers to finish it off. And like we've seen, just a bit of fatigue setting in the last minute.
Yeah.
But I think in the men's game, I think the boys will be coming up with a different lineup. Obviously, we yesterday there was a pretty young lineup, but all weekend the boys it's been a young team. So I think we might see some of the experienced guys coming in, just trying to settle the ship early. Which would be great to see. That 10 seconds over. So
yeah, and that brings the end to our women's bronze medal match between the New Zealand Pacifica women and the New Zealand Indian women. The final score there, 6-0, with goals to Marika Magoon, Kelsey Lomas, Hannah Roselia, Lulu Tuilotalava and Kayla Veo. A comprehensive win in the end there, as it just looked like both teams under the effects of fatigue, and the game did get a little bit stretched out and opportunities turned into scoreboard points. So a fantastic game, and it's been a great one all weekend for the Pacifica women and the Indian women, and they've been awesome at this tournament. As we close out this one, I've been joined by Suresh Wallab, again the president of the New Zealand Indian Sports Association. Thank you for your expertise, Suresh, all weekend. I appreciate your time.
thank you, Brad, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, brother.